know these are not the best working conditions, but if you're like me and you had no idea how to take off this bumper cover off of an Isuzu NPR, it's actually pretty simple. You see these two screws right here and those two screws right here. It's actually this plate. And once you're done tightening it up, because this bumper was loose, you put it back in here, which are next to the fog light covers if you have fog lights. So that's what those access holes are for. But none of those top screws were in there, and there's no way to do it from the back. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. You may be able to reach the one in the middle, maybe from here, but that's it. The other four are inaccessible once you put that plate on, because it just sits right here. So there's just no way to get to those screws in while it's on there. And then you can put on the bottom screws right here, the two on the plate, and then the two on the corner down over here. Those are different screws, so you can't mix those up either. I took this off to just have a visual of what goes on, because this truck was crashed, so I wasn't able to see what exactly was wrong. And it wasn't even the bumper itself. I mean, the bumper right here is a little bent. You can see it's bent right there, but it's for the most part pretty straight. But the main concern was this thing was just flopping around, and that's just not safe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws holding that top plate, and 3 holding the bottom, 2 holding the side, and that's it. That's all holding up this bumper. And of course the four that actually do the support itself. I'll show you guys once it's on. Since I couldn't find a video on how to do this, it was really hard to get a gist of how to even take this bumper off. I took the bottom 2 screws out, and then those 2 screws out. So it's just a plate that sits on the bumper itself, so it's like a support bracket for this bumper cover, and the actual bumper sits underneath the actual protective bumper. So that's the only difference between bumper and bumper cover. The more you know. But yeah, these 4 screws, they're accessible from the outside for that reason. And I just had no idea how to take this plate off, because this part at the top was saggy and the screws literally sit right here. So it's impossible to get them from the back, because that's where the actual bumper is. So yeah, and this thing just comes off with that 1 screw, and the rest is clips. Some of them are all clips depending on the year. I just changed these things out as well. That is crashed, so as you can see, it's a little indented here, but this one sits in flush. But we're just trying to make them look presentable for the work that we do. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions on how exactly this process goes, it's just the 4 screws on the front cutouts here, the 2 screws at the bottom, and then this bumper literally just pulls out, and then the 5 screws sit on top, 3 screws sit at the bottom. Those are attached to the plate itself, so they're not necessary to take off if you're just wanting to take off the bumper. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and catch you guys next time. Peace.